Tattoo 101, Episode 2, coming up now. Hey guys, I'm Wesley. I'm a tattoo artist from Iowa. I've been tattooing since 2006, and today I'm going to give you a little bit of 101 information about rotary machines versus coil machines. They're the tattoo machines from older styles to what we're using nowadays, and how that's a transition to something you shouldn't be, an industry that's not quite so fearful anymore. I was just talking with some clients earlier today about it, and it's been a really cool conversation on how that was developed. But so most people who are new to tattoos or thinking about getting a tattoo are oftentimes kind of a little bit offset from the idea because of what they've heard and what they've seen on TV and in movies and things like that. The loud buzzing machines, rough, tough guys sitting around joking. It's the tattoo heals pretty poorly. It's a rough thing. It's painful. And so how we've transitioned nowadays, and a lot of those were from the older type of machines, which some artists still prefer to use nowadays. They're not quite completely phased out. In fact, they've been really finely tuned and upgraded to a pretty amazing extent nowadays too. But within the last decade or so, our industry's really grown too, and technologically, and we've started seeing a lot more rotary machines on the market. And the cool thing about what these machines are for us as tattoo artists is they're oftentimes a lot softer for you as clients on the skin as we're tattooing you, and the colors don't have to go in so deeply and hard, and it gets a much nicer heal for you as a client. And they're a lot quieter, they're a lot smoother, they work really well for us because they don't vibrate as hard and shake up our hands throughout the day. And yeah, overall, it's a really cool thing that's transitioned in the last couple of years here with these machines. And you as a client who might be, like I said, new to the tattoo world and kind of thinking about it, but have been always kind of, hesitant to actually go forward with it because maybe you've seen or heard that some of those stories of it being very painful. But because of how things have been growing so rapidly and quickly with our own industry and with our artists, and because we have the technology in our hands to compare ourselves to each other from miles away, not just your local community, but the world at large, we're comparing ourselves against. So we're pushing ourselves to get better, not for just your sake, but for our sake as a personal challenge. Plenty of people in the world are that way. And I think these machines have, and the demand from the public, have made them not so painful and terrible to have to be worried about. Some of the reason these machines work so much better is the rotary machine works on a rotational motor that slowly penetrates into your skin and slides back out at a much softer pace than the old coils that would kind of almost jam and hit the skin a little bit harder than the rotation does. It's a really fine, almost microscopic, very tiny thing. You have to be very zoomed in to see and understand, which you can actually see and find plenty of videos online demonstrating what I'm talking about here. The cartridges system that plugs in with a lot of these machines, not just rotaries but coils too, with attachments, ensure that our needles stay sharper for a longer period of time, that it's all single use and broken down and thrown away, and nothing's reused anymore, and cuts out a lot of time for us doing some of the old cleaning that we used to have to do. The process being streamlined as fast as it has been now for us has really made it a lot easier to guarantee that we can spend a lot more time focusing on your artwork instead of having to fly by the seat of our pants because we only have so much equipment to work with. Now it's so much more structured and easy for us to work with, and so much softer on you as a client, that it's an amazing thing for you to come in and let us work with you and demonstrate kind of how these machines work with each one. So again, for those of you who are new to the tattooing industry and world, or thinking about looking into it from a client's perspective or even an artist's perspective, look at both of these styles of machines, start to understand how they work. The cartridge system really makes it easy again for us to have such a versatility of needle ranges for us to work with for coloring or lining your tattoos, whether they're thick or thin lines or large amounts of color versus soft shading and hard shading and things like that. Your stippled tattoos, they give us so much more versatility versus back in young, earlier days or more the 2000 versus back in the early 2000s and prior to that, the coil machines being the main dominant machine style of the industry, only being able to have like 2, maybe 3 machines usually would be set up for a tattoo. And now you will see guys easily working 4 or 5 different styles, and it's such a soft thing just to brush the skin and make these tattoos come to life. So again, for those of you new to the tattoo industry and interested in possibly getting a tattoo, I hope this video has been helpful for you. Please like and subscribe and maybe give us a comment. Check out some of your local tattoo shops and ask what kind of machines they're using out of interest. If you've enjoyed this video, like, subscribe to it, check out our merch store up in the corner, and thanks for watching.